Welcome to NeighborHOOD Politicz. This is the second episode. We're here with your boy Q, and once again, Yaya.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's going on?
So what's going on today? What's the topic today? Let's get right into it. Let's not waste no time.
That's what I like. That's what I like.
Don't waste time.
So the topic today, well, first I want to give thanks to everybody on that first episode, man. We doing good. Let's keep it going. But the topic today is going to be
Before you say that, everybody like, subscribe, comment, and share. Okay?
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
All right.
It's a app for the podcast as well.
Apple Music.
Apple Music.
It's on Spotify.
It's on Spotify.
Yeah, it's on a lot of different platforms.
A lot of different platforms.
But the information, the link, everything will be in the bio.
For sure. But so today, man, what we're going to talk about is the obstacles and challenges of being a black man in America today. I felt like that would be a good topic with everything that's going on. You know, we got the political election that just happened, you know, with Biden and Trump, but you know, Biden came about and ended up winning.
You about to lose your
job. For sure. They was out there clowning. They was definitely out there clowning. But the obstacles and challenges that black men face in America today. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, man, for real, you know, I know this is gonna be a platform for, you know, black men, but I also was like, you know, this is a conversation that's bigger than just black men, because we all face these challenges and we all face these obstacles. So I kind of think this is an episode that can kind of, you know, be diverse for both men and black women, you know. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is specifically like when I was reflecting on this question to myself, I was like, the first thing that came to my mind was, okay, Q, so how do you self-identify yourself? You know, like, what is your self-identity? And I feel like this is something that has got lost amongst, you know, black men, black women across America today, specifically from, you know, of course, from our generation, a little probably them 30s on down. You know, I feel like we done got lost in this trap of social media that has really put a whole tainted image on our whole minds of how we self-identify ourselves, which then led to a lot of disruption, a lot of just havoc, honestly. I feel like it's a lot of confusion and it's a lot of blind leading the blind, which is leading to, you know, people not knowing how they actually self-identify themselves, but they identifying themselves as somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, could you agree to that a little bit?
Facts. I mean, social media have a big part to play. If you haven't, I suggest, he gets mad when I say this because I tell everybody, but watch Social Dilemma, because Social Dilemma goes into talking about the different effects that social media has, how they hire people just to really make the apps addictive, and how they pretty much like the system that they created, it grows day by day on its own, and it has a mind of its own to pretty much like get you to come and be drawn in, and to just and it affects your moods. So when you say people don't know their identity, if you're constantly on the social media and you're watching everybody's life, you got different things that can affect you when it comes to just like the comparison, the thief of comparison.
Oh, yeah.
You instantly start to compare yourself to somebody because you see them getting blessings and all this, and you like, when is mine gonna come? Where is they at? But it's like, what we fail to realize is that everything is on its own timing. It's on God's timing. Right. You know, I'm not sure what y'all believe in, but it's on God's timing. So it do that comparison thing. It do control your mood, because say if you post a picture, I mean, you know you look good. Like, you know you looking fire. You hear me? You like, and then you get like 3 likes. And then you feeling away like, dang, do I not look good? You know, now you trying to, then it's that thing where you're trying to get approval of others. So it's like just the whole social media thing and just the world that we're living in today, the music that we listen to, the TV shows that we watch, the things that we feed ourselves has all to do with identity. Like, if you don't know your own identity, it's because you're watching and you feeding it to so much other things that you ain't even taking the time to like,
for sure,
get to know yourself.
For sure. So to your point on what you was just saying, when I was doing this, I thought it'd be cool. You know, I know you didn't talk to me a lot about it. I thought it would be cool, you know, for me to write down some things on how I identify myself. You know, how I identify myself. Something that I would challenge. You know, if I got 1 listener out there, if I got 2, I would love if you was to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's break it down. Let's get to the nitty gritty as far as what our issues may be out here. So I took it all the way back to just being a kid. Okay, when I first was growing up, you know, up until middle school, went to Wood Park. You know, I identified myself as strictly a hooper. I wanted to go to the league. You know, that was my self-identity. I worked out, and you know, that was my dream. You know, basketball, that was my identity. You know, come time I got to high school, my identity transition. Now I see myself. If I had to identify myself, it would be a fly boy. You know what I'm saying? That was our group. We was FBMG. You know, we had some older homies. They call themselves the Fly Boys first. You know what I'm saying? And it transitioned down to us. So that was my identity. I came to school. That's, you know, I wanted to be fresh. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to have fun, wear polo. You know what I'm saying? That was my identity. When I reflected to college, you know what I'm saying? That's where I feel like it was lost a little bit, and that's just to be honest. Between that transition and what I talked about in my first episode of being at Wright State to Kentucky State, I really feel like I really didn't really have an identity because hooping wasn't my passion no more, you know?
Why was it not your passion anymore?
It just, you know, I had, you know, through different trials and tribulations of life, coaches and stuff like that, you know, I knew I wasn't going to the league, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was still a dream. I wanted to a little bit, you know, but I would have loved to, but I knew, you know, that ain't gonna happen for me right now. That's just not where my heart is desiring right now, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I would say it was a time to where I didn't have an identity. As far as when I was reflecting back, I'm like, man, I really ain't really have an identity that I can pinpoint right then and there. And I feel like a lot of people are at times in their life to where that may be them, you know what I'm saying? And that could lead you to, you know, watching YouTube videos or listening to, like I talked to you about yesterday, and this is specifically for the young men and males, even in my age group, we listening to different music, we listening to different, just
motivational sermons.
But I'm saying for us, it's like we listening to the things we are identifying ourselves as something that we aren't, you know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like that's affecting us a lot, specifically like music, our young black males. We listening to, and no, this is no shot on the Chicago wave. It's big ups to them, you know, because they did something big. They was powerful. They had a push that moved across the whole world. But it came at a time to where now we are at 2020, and it's like, man, I know specifically if I ask a lot of my little kids that's in my class, the little homies, and ask them, man, what's your self-identity? They gonna consider themselves how I consider myself, a fly boy in school. Regardless on their upbringing, if they grew up in a good household or a bad household, they can consider themselves, you know, a gangster. They can consider themselves in these streets, you know what I'm saying? That's everybody's self-identity now. You know, as I would say for males, at least it seems like it's like everybody want to be hard. Everybody want to be something that they don't necessarily have. And that's where I feel like this platform is to come in and be like, man, listen, bro, you ain't got to do that, bro. And if you a gangster, if you really a gangster, then be a gangster. I ain't gonna knock it against you, but do it the right way, you know what I'm saying? Like, move accordingly, you know what I'm saying? Don't move how you see a music video or you see what you think is perceived to be the right way of doing things a certain way, and you not even moving the right way, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a huge issue. We don't know how to self-identify ourselves to be who we really want to be, and I feel like that's something that we all need to come together and be like, okay, man, what is it? How do I really self-identify myself? And I mean, I feel like females could probably, it's a lot of it. We was talking about Birkin bags, you know what I'm saying? And how now every female want Birkin bags and certain things like that because they didn't heard it in music, and it's like, but why though?
It's not even just like the Birkin bags, it's the material things in general, like these songs. For instance, like you just said about, I'm so sorry, but it's like the city girls within themselves, the city girls, and you got Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, you got them promoting certain things that every girl just want to identify with. Like you said, some girls may, because how you just said, you know, we are listening to things that we're pretty much not. Like, right? How about people really feel like that's how they are? They are
for sure. But that's what the thing that they do know. That's what the thing that's really big now. People like the little homies that I can come run across, they really, really feel like they in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And this is no knock on them. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if you didn't grow up in a particular environment, and I'm not saying I grew up in just the streets or the trenches, but I'm good with vibes and I'm good with energy, and I done been around a lot of different groups of individuals, and I done seen a lot of cats upbringing for where I can be like, man, listen, bro, that ain't really, Nah, that ain't really you. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. It was one little homie one time, he really got mad at me, was ready to cry and low-key probably fight me and all that because I really was telling like, bro, that ain't you. But he didn't understand that. But I mean, me being the age that I am, I'm not mad at you for not understanding that because I was there too. And you don't want to hear from somebody, man, nah, Mr. Q, you ain't, nah, I done did this. And it's like, but why did you do that? You know what I'm saying? Was your upbringing really that?
Or is it the music or the people and the things that you want
to associate is it the influences with? Or is it just, is that really was your upbringing? Did you really, really, really have to go and get it? And it really is some people that is really like that. But them is the ones that I want on this episode, not on this episode, I'm sorry, but on my platform, on NeighborHOOD Politicz to drop them gems. Because I got cats, like I said, I talked to my bro yesterday that's locked up, and he'll tell you all day, this ain't what you want. You know, but the little homies, they don't really understand that. And even, I'm not going to even say the little homies, this cats that's my age, that really do not understand that this is not the life that you want until it's too late. You know what I'm saying?
Until you went to jail, or
until it's
until
it's too real.
And then even when you know, like you said, but you said identity is one of the things that we struggle with.
Self-identity, for sure.
I agree with that. I definitely would say self-identity because, like how you were saying, growing up, who were you? What did you, you know, like and what you didn't like? What were your desires?
Sure.
And I feel like the older you get, that changes.
For
you
sure,
know, it's supposed to change.
It do.
It's supposed to change because it's a part of growing.
It do.
But I get also what you're saying as the stuff that you feed yourself.
Right.
And that definitely have a big impact because, you know, you could listen to a song, like music is very influential.
For sure.
That's one of the biggest things. And then, you know, social media, that's another big one. Growing up, I would say the same thing. Like, you know how you know what you want, and then the older you get, you like, I don't know. And I would say college was a turning point for me too because college is that area where you actually becoming a young adult. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you in high school, you but you're not really out there.
For sure.
When you go away from school, you transition, and then you learn, and then you see all these different things. But that's neither here nor there. I would definitely agree that your identity has a lot to do with the obstacles that you face because of your decision making.
For sure.
You know, we talk about people making poor decisions all the time.
For sure.
And it's also because of their identity. They don't know who they are. Like, they can't see them. They can only see what they have in front of them to follow.
For sure.
So yeah, what's another one you think that we face?
So social media, you know, like I said, if that's one of your issues, and I know I done had to take a step back from social media at times. I'm sure you probably done had to take a step back.
That's been a big issue.
Yeah.
For me.
So
and for women.
Yeah, for sure.
Because now we exposing ourselves.
For sure. So I say but it could be other things. It could be if you could sit down and be like, okay, man, what's making me self-identify myself as a particular person? It could be relationships. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It could be relationships. It could be friendships. It could be upbringing. It could be multiple different things. But my idea with this is to figure out for someone to figure out, okay, what is my self-identity? And what influences are influencing myself, how I look at myself right now.
You know what that's called though, baby?
What?
Self-awareness.
I mean, self-awareness.
So you got to take some accountability. I was just talking to somebody about that yesterday. You have to sit down and ask yourself, be real with yourself. A lot of us don't take enough time to sit and be with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's called being self-aware, learning yourself, trying to figure out what you like, what you don't like, being real, not lying to yourself.
For sure.
You got everything around you lying to
you.
Yeah,
that's big. That's big. But see, that's the thing with I feel like in our generation right now, that being truthful to your own self. You know what I'm saying? Being holding your own self accountable to certain situations, but it take a lot. It take a lot of trials and tribulations sometimes for someone to be able to grow up and grow and realize, like, man, listen, this is where I fell short in the situation. This is where I may have fell short in the situation. This is how this may have got here. So, but that self-awareness and that accountability is big for sure. So I had to write it down myself. I wanted to write it down, and that's gonna be something I push in the future. I want to, at times I want to just write my things down, like how I got it wrote down right here on how I self-identify myself, and is this really the life that I want? If it ain't, then what goals can I implement into my everyday routines or my weekly or my month to change my self-identity? If I'm a young dude and I got some friends that's out here that's doing what they doing, but I don't really want that. But that's how I self-identify myself right now. My goal is to, little homie, write down what you want to do and pick down some goals, you know what I'm saying, and implement that into your life. Okay, whether it's a daily goal, whether it's a weekly goal, whether it's a monthly goal, you know what I'm saying? But just take them steps and don't feel like you gotta reach them right away, you know. So I think that's big.
Could I say something that I think that the obstacles and challenges that we face?
Go ahead.
Our upbringing.
For sure.
Me and my friend were just talking about just the generational curses and the things that we face and the things that we go through from just growing up and how it can have an effect on you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I feel like my upbringing and the different things that I went through growing up gave, kind of put that anxiety, that worry, that fear, that inside of me,
right?
And I feel like that's the obstacle that we face because we don't have a choice on how we brought up.
For sure.
We only have the choice on how we gonna continue to choose.
On how we gonna respond.
Yeah, like how we just gonna continue to move. So it's like if you coming from a broken family and your mom been struggling, as a kid, you can it's gonna go either two ways. You either that's your norm, so you just stay in that. You don't move off of that, or you be around it and you like this ain't it.
Right.
Like, I'm
for sure. But see, that's where our job is for them kids and for them ones to where we can step in and be like, look, we here for, we understand, but it's other ways, you know what I'm saying? It's other ways around the struggle. It's other ways that we can move and get it, because I feel like now it's no leadership like I was talking about.
I was going to say that. Because think about this, baby. If we didn't have certain people in our life, like how we talked about mentors, we wouldn't have known that. Right. I know for me, I wouldn't have. I always knew I had more in me because I could feel it.
Right.
But if I didn't have that mentor, somebody that was like, you gonna go to college.
For sure.
We getting you into college. You're not gonna believe that you can do it. So I do believe that having somebody to believe in you. That's where you said that's where it come into us. We gotta, like you said, sow into these kids. And like let them know, like it's possible, like you can do it, like you don't have to be a product of your environment.
So into the kids and to the homies, all right.
The homies sure.
It's people, because I ain't perfect, you ain't perfect. It's people that's our age, younger, older, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But it's our job now as a black community to start to come together and realize, like, bro, we all we got, you know what I'm saying.
Definitely.
And honestly, like, because I was forget Biden, you know what I'm saying, forget Trump, for sure, forget Trump, But forget Biden. But listen, man, we can't. Cause that first day I was kind of concerned, but it's like, man, listen. I thought to myself, like, man, listen, bro. Forget all that extra, the president, whoever that's gonna be. How can you make sure your own community is better? You know what I'm saying? What can you do to make sure we ain't gonna rely on no president, no Biden, no Trump, no whoever it is. We gonna rely on our own selves to make sure our own communities is straight. And that's what this whole platform is to do. How can we come together and we president our own selves? You know what I'm saying? But that was one part. So when I was thinking about the self-identity. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I know you push a lot. That you was the first person that kind of put this in my ear. Mm-hmm. It was the self-love and the self-worth that you got for somebody, or that you got for yourself.
I'm sorry, not somebody.
Yeah, for yourself, and I feel like has been lost as well, because it's like,
we don't love
ourselves. If you don't love your own self, you know what I'm saying, you can easily be influenced by anybody to go out and do a dummy mission. You know what I'm saying? We all know what those may be. You can go do a mission or whatever that may be.
Giving yourself to somebody that don't deserve you.
Right. Anything. Be just easily influenced. Settling. Right. So just being easily influenced, and I feel like that's something that we need to get back to our own selves and realize, like, man, listen, I need to love myself really before anybody. You know what I'm saying? Before any relationship, before any friendship, I need to learn how to love myself again. And as a black community, I feel like that's big for us. We done lost that aspect of, man, listen, we the kings, we them kings and we them queens for sure. Like that's facts for me. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me no different. It's a lot of history that made us okay. We might have lost that, but now we really them ones. We them gems and them Jews, all we them, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta get back to where we realize how much we love our individual self, you know what I'm saying? Right. Can't nobody tell me, bruh, man, listen, can't nobody tell me if we on, I'll be trying to use examples to resonate with people. Man, if I'm with, matter of fact, I'll use this example. I was with me and my boy Quan one day. We had a little bonfire out there, I asked him a question. This is a real question that I feel like black men need to, if you in these streets or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Not to say that we are, but it was just one of them questions, a topic. You know, I'm like, bro, if we was to ever go on a mission, you know, do what we needed to do or whatnot, and where I was to pick you up, I said, if I was to pick you up, you know what I'm saying, I ain't tell you why I was picking you up, but I knew why I was picking you up, and we went and did something, and in return, you know, you end up getting booked or something like that, what would you do? And he's straight up, oh yeah, bro, nah, you gotta take that rap yourself. I gotta honor that, you know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to hear, you know? That's that self-love that he had for himself, and that to be like, bro, nah, handle that on your own self, you know, not handle it on your own self, but man up and take that responsibility. But you know, you know, that
situation was all circumstantial, the whole conversation, right?
Right.
And to kind of like shift gears, I think what I need to say so people can hear it. Everything that we're talking about is internal. Stuff that you have to come to terms with within yourself. Nothing or no one's gonna be able to do it for you. Like you said, self-care, self-worth, self-love, you know, all those things are internal.
For sure.
Coming to terms with yourself.
For sure.
Investing in yourself, being self-aware. Everything is internal, and everything is like it's spiritual. Stuff that we can't see, that's not tangible, but it's within us.
For sure.
So the different obstacles we face, they gonna be here.
Oh no, for sure. That's absolutely.
And that's what we gonna go through. But when you can dig in internally,
for sure, that's big.
You can reach heights.
For sure, that's big. I feel like, but that's something that we need to, you know, go hard on and push heavily. You know, letting people know, man, listen, bro, it's okay to love yourself first, you know?
Right.
Little bro, it's okay to love it's okay to put yourself first, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to, you ain't, nah, if big bro ain't really being a big bro to you, it's nah, that ain't, you know what I'm saying? Because if you out here pushing these little dudes, if you out here, as a female, if you out here pushing these little girls to, you know, nah, that ain't, nah, self-love your own self first, like, nah, that ain't it, big bro. I need another big bro, for sure, you know what I'm saying? And that's where we gonna come into place, and when I say we, I'm not just talking about me and you individually. I'm talking about everybody that's about to get with this movement. You know, this community uplifting movement of that neighborhood politics is pushing. Nah, grab one of the little dudes or one of the little sisters that's out here, man. That's still 12, 13, 14, 15, and they not really able to comprehend and make them own decisions. You know, that they need some assistance. That can be influenced either way. Positively or negatively, and tell them like, man, nah, what's your worth? You know, that's what you said. What's your worth?
But you know what I'm saying, hearing too, also too, like, cause like you said, people that gonna get with this movement, it's literally turning your pain into purpose.
Oh, for sure.
It's literally turning your pain into something greater than yourself. It's about being selfless. It's about giving back. It's about sowing what you want to receive.
For sure.
So it's super exciting to just hear you just to see you on your journey, to know what you got in your heart, you know. It's all about inspiring, motivating, encouraging, and uplifting.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say, you know, for sure, you know.
So that goes on to my thing, like how far are you willing to go to make others happy, you know, and forget about your own self? I feel like that's a huge issue. Like, how far are you really willing to go to nowadays to make someone else happy? And it's like, that's crazy to me, because it then got to a time to where people really have lost that. You know, people go to tremendous measures to make someone else happy without even realizing, like, man, where's the self-love that I got for myself, regardless on what the situation, the obstacle may be, whether that's a relationship, a friendship, the streets, family, you know what I'm saying? Anything. How far are you really willing to go to sacrifice your own self, you know?
But I think a lot of people don't get the fact in the matter, and I'm still dealing with this and struggling. You can only love somebody just as much as you love yourself.
Oh no, that's big.
So I can't just be out here giving out love and I ain't even loving on myself.
Honestly, that's big.
That gives you a nervous breakdown. You know, you sow into people all the time, and God wants that. He wants you to sow into other people, but He also wants you to love yourself. He also wants you to work on yourself, because if you can't work on yourself, you can't help work on other people.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
That's big.
So it's like, you only can love people or give people as much as you give yourself. So if you really selfish, that's because you ain't even been able to. And some people think they selfish and they think they got themselves together, when really you don't. You know what I'm saying? It's a struggle for you. Like, it's really a struggle for you to get to other people, because you only meet people as far as you met yourself.
Right, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want to give back. Some people like, I work hard for this. I don't got to do this, but that ain't the way of life.
For sure.
The way of life is helping one another, you know, so.
For sure.
But that's definitely another obstacle.
Yeah.
And challenge, you know, just growing up in the streets. That's one, you know, younger males and women, because I have some family friends, like females, that's in the streets.
For sure.
You know, and feel like they get their love from the streets, like. For sure. But that's all people know.
For sure.
Growing up, like I said, like, it's so much.
It's a lot. It's a lot to tackle
in such a little time.
It's a lot. But so my thing is, so for someone who is at ground one or level one or whatever you want to call it, what can an individual do to get to level two? You know what I'm saying? And I looked up some words, and it's like self-fulfillment. You know, a lot of people have lost that self-fulfillment of feeling like they did something that's, I guess, worthy of being happy for. So, you know, like, and I talk a lot to a lot of individuals, and that self-fulfillment can be anything, man. Let's start at ground one, like I said, and let's set a goal. Okay, man, today or tomorrow, I want to wake up at 8 a.m. and I want to, you know, make me a breakfast, and I want to work out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do that, you know, and be happy about that, and give yourself the credit for doing that. I feel like that's big. And then from there, you know, make a bigger goal. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta start at small steps. And I feel like once people start doing that, you know, once we all start doing that and giving our own self that, or giving ourselves that self-fulfillment of feeling like we have accomplished something, that's huge. Because I feel like a lot of times now we done fell off, and now we thinking, okay, what have I did in my life for me to even be happy about it? What have I did recently for me to even feel, you know, to give myself some credit? And I feel like that's the issue as well. So, man, let's start by just.
That's that self-talk. That's that inner. Y'all, the enemy works so crazy, y'all. He will really make you feel like. If he can get you not to start, he'll keep you right there with fear. You know, he'll keep you right there. But when you get to starting, he will start to just give you negative thoughts, things that are not even from you, but you will take them on because you'll feel like they're from you.
For sure.
And most of that literally comes from the stuff that you feed yourself.
Sure.
I cannot, you know, I'm learning that for myself, so it's kind of like I can really speak on that. But like one day you might just be fine, having a nice day, and then a negative, like you might come up with a thing that you want to do, a business you want to start, a movement, whatever you want to start, and then out of nowhere you will get this negative thought like.
But that's why
you can't do that.
But that's where I say that self. But realizing, you know, growth. I remember I posted on the NeighborHOOD Politicz page the one day, man. Listen, it ain't any day could be a day one. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow could be a day one for me doing another goal that I put in place, and don't feel like, man, oh, it's too late. Nah, any day could be a day one, and when you accomplish that goal for day one, don't forget it. You know what I'm saying? So when that enemy comes to attack, nah, I already handled my business day. Don't try to break me back down. You know what I'm saying? But really be happy about that. You know, I think that's big.
But that comes with feeding yourself the truth.
For sure.
You can't fight somebody back that you ain't really equipped to fight back.
Oh, but that's what we going. That's we equipping ourselves.
But that's what I'm saying. It comes with feeding yourself the truth. Like that's really the bottom line. It comes with feeding yourself what you know is real.
For sure.
Telling yourself what's not real. But that comes with growing too, because I never expect somebody to just off rip know.
Oh no.
What's going, like, you know, it's kind of hard because it's people our age, like you said, and even older than us that feel like it's too late.
But then that's what this is. It ain't gonna be, you know, that's what we pushing on. You know, it ain't gonna be never too late, and we going, like I said, tomorrow need to be day one for you. If tomorrow need to be day one, and I'm gonna make me a goal for tomorrow be day one for something, and then after that we gonna tap back in 2 weeks. And we going, okay, that was my goal, and that's how I accomplished that, and then we gonna move on to the next, man. For sure.
Don't get discouraged by the first of the month. You know, some people like to start their goals and they new things the first of the month, every month. You know, okay, that's fine to do that, but like if it's December the 6th or December the 13th and you want to start over that day, don't let that discourage you. Even if some people are like, oh, I'm gonna start over next year. No, start where you at. You know, so.
But, man, listen, man, we appreciate y'all for tapping in with us again on NeighborHOOD Politicz. This is another episode. You know, man, we got more content coming. Look to tap in. I'm every other Sunday, you know, we going to be dropping something, you know, for the neighborhood, you know. Go ahead.
Don't forget to comment, the different obstacles and challenges you feel that people face today, including yourself. Don't forget to just interact, whatever, like, so we can have that feedback and we can talk. Let us know if y'all want us to go live, suggestions, whatever it is.
Tap in. Tap in, because that's what we here for.